here with another book review. This is called Master Self-Care for Wise Women, and it is by Nonie Adams. Let me read you that description. Discover just how 30 days can revolutionize your self-care routine, even if you felt overwhelmed, stressed, and stretched too thin for as long as you can remember. Are you constantly juggling work, family, and societal pressures with no room left for you? Have you attempted to establish self-care routine only to see it swiftly tangled in the busyness of life? Are you questioning where to begin for your self-care journey amidst the overwhelming abundance of options? You are not alone. Many women share these struggles, battling to map out a slice of time for their needs and protect it against the storm of daily demands. But consider this, your journey to self-care and inner peace doesn't have to be challenging. Self-Care for Wise Women is a revolutionary 30-day guide that equips you to champion your own well-being, create lasting self-care habits, and design a life infused with balance and tranquility. If you're ready to build empowering self-care habits, deepen self-reflection, and discover your pathway to inner peace, scroll up and click the Add to Cart button now. Well, you can scroll down and click the link. Something I really enjoyed about this book is it has 6 chapters. You take each chapter and you kind of meditate on them and practice them for about 5 days, and that leads up to 30 days total. Quick math. This book is refreshing and uplifting, and it is rather kind. I enjoyed reading through it, and I was doing a lot of self-reflecting while reading it, which is good because that's the kind of book that you do need to self-reflect on with. The first chapter is unpacking the science of self-care, and it basically tells you about neuroplasticity, how to manage your response to stress, and what stress really is in the science world. It talks about dopamine, and it talks about oxytocin, and then also the impact on mental health. I enjoyed this chapter because I like whenever things that we just kind of witness on a daily basis is put into scientific terms, and I don't know, I just really like the scientification of it all. That's the only word I can think of at the moment. The second chapter is more about you and learning how to navigate growth, I guess, is a way to put it. I'm just going down the list for you. We got identifying personal values, setting realistic self-care goals, importance of routine, overcoming obstacles with time management, the art of saying no, cultivating self-compassion. So it's very much more central focused with advice on how to do all these things. Chapter 3 is more about your physical body and how to take care of it. Kitty booty. Piggy, stop flashing everybody. Because in chapter 3 we have the foundation of movement, sleep hygiene, nutritional self-care, hydration, health, the healing power of nature, and integrating traditional and alternate, I think it's medicine, because it did talk about that. This has a lot of good tips on how to take care of yourself physically. And coming from a family that are health nuts, if you will, I was seeing a lot of things that I grew up hearing and knowing, and it was cool to affirm that and to have it re-put into my brain to chew on. Chapter 4 is more emotional. We've got daily habits for inner peace, techniques for immediate stress relief. We've got anxiety and how to push that away. It's just deconstructing anxiety, tools for tranquility. We've got cultivating positive emotions. We have emotional journaling. We have the power of gratitude and transforming your thoughts. A lot of these are things I've actually been working on recently. Sometimes emotions are too big for us to just push away, and you really have to knead through them or wade through them until you find a way out. One thing in particular I've noticed is the journaling one that I have started trying to do. I don't write to myself, I write to someone else, and then I give them the journal because it's kind of for them, to them, but I also put my emotions and thoughts in there because they specifically requested it. So I've noticed connecting with myself more and my thoughts, especially whenever I am lost in the sauce, whenever the days just kind of blur together and pass by so fast. Like this week it feels like it wasn't even a week. I feel like I just reached Saturday the other day. I don't know, it's been a crazy week. Another thing I've actually recently learned through like studies with the Bible and stuff like that is discernment and learning which thoughts are yours and which thoughts are not of God, and replacing it with something good. And I've always been someone who thinks positively, and even whenever I think negatively or am pessimistic, there's still a lot of optimism. Chapter 6 has creative outlets for stress relief, incorporating nature, curiosity and stuff about that, a scientific breakdown of engaging in activities. And then there's also the art of visualization and manifestation. No, I don't believe in the, I want to manifest a car, I'm gonna get a Ferrari. No, I do believe that you will have what you say when it comes to emotional things and mental things. If you are looking for trouble, if you are looking for sadness, if you are looking for something to make you angry, you will find it. Seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall open, right? So it talks about that in imagining your future. I did like the curiosity part because I am overly curious. Sometimes it gets me in a little trouble, but you learn from those mistakes. And then there's chapter 7, which is basically just the conclusions. Overall, enjoyed this book a lot. It felt like a breath of fresh air as compared to like other self-help books when it comes to self-care. This one, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, okay, picture a meadow, right? And there are flowers and a little bit of trees, and you just are sitting in it, you're breathing deeply, and it's tranquil, I guess. It was a gentle, nice read. I didn't do the 5 days per chapter because I'm impatient, but I do believe that this is something that would alter your brain chemistry and your habits should you do that 5 days per chapter. I've had other books that I've read that say dedicate 5 days to this, dedicate 3 days to this, dedicate a week to this. But I feel like this one is probably the most doable. It is a quick read. It's not super long. It takes maybe 2 hours to read, which isn't bad, especially because I feel like, okay, I can't tell if I read fast or if the average of Kindle readers are slow, but this thing says it takes 2 to 2.5 hours to read, and I read it in like an hour and a half. So I can't tell if I'm just fast or if Kindle's people are slow, no offense, or if Kindle's just nice and gives you extra time to be like, oh, it'll take a little extra time, don't worry about it. Don't worry if it'll read it in an hour, it's fine. But it's really nice. I liked this a lot. I'm glad I have it. It does promise a pathway to inner peace. So the thing is, an empowering 30-day personal development guide to enhance holistic well-being, deepen self-reflection, and find your pathway to inner peace. I do believe that this could really help with those things. It just depends on how much work you put into it, how much time you put into it, and how much thought you put into it. For some people, you will really have to try to be happy, be optimistic, because your brain's just wired different. For other people, it'll be super easy. Like me, it's super easy for me to be happy for the most part, but I think I'm also wired different. I'm not sure. If you're looking for something for self-help, self-care, something that'll uplift you and encourage you to keep going on this path, something that will hold your hand through a 30-day journey, this is the book for you. I highly recommend it, and I really enjoyed it. And if you are interested and you want to read further into the little topics that I mentioned or talked about, I know I didn't talk about a lot of the subsection, I just picked a few, but if you want to know more about them and hear more about them, go ahead, check it out. Links in the description, descriptions in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.